Welcome to CEO Insights Asia Executive Series, Principles of Scaling. Welcome to CEO Insights Asia Executive Series, Principles of Scaling. Is the strongest enterprise are those that constantly evolve. It's no longer the game of how big you are, but now the game is how big your ecosystem is.
Now, but I think this really speaks volume why we're attracted to hang out with one another. Like for example, in CEO Insights Asia, I really like spending time there because I'm surrounded with like-minded people. So,
All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to CEO Insights Asia Executive Series, Principles of Scaling. And today's topic, we'll talk about the 1% rule. And the key message of this session is really all about the principle that 1% better every day is not 365% better in 1 year. It's actually 3,778% total cumulative growth. Ayan. So, yun ang essence ng pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Just a quick reminder why we do this every Friday at 10 a.m. is that we want to install DNA principles that scale organizations. And the key idea is that the participants na nandito ngayon, yung 16,000 participants at yung mga viewers natin sa Facebook Live will be able to get kahit at least one principle, one insight, one idea that they can immediately integrate into their day-to-day operations sa kanilang mga businesses, sa kanilang mga organizations, sa kanilang mga non-profit. Alright? So the focus of this month is all about being missional. It's all about building institutions for legacy beyond simply making money. And in the next few weeks, or the past few weeks rather, and next week, ito yung mga pinag-uusapan natin at pag-uusapan natin. It's all about operating in excellence. Naku, medyo mainit tong session na to last week napa-fish oil tayo. All right? And progressing in experience, which is the topic for today. And then next week, we'll talk about thinking in generations. Ayan. So these are the titles that we've discussed. The power of purpose back in week 1. No? So a quick overview lang. And the key message there was that profit follows purpose. Or in other words, money will follow mission. And if you're a bit confused why I say that, maganda na panoorin nyo lang siya sa ating YouTube channel. Ayan, you can watch the review or the replay rather dun sa ating YouTube channel. Or if you're busy, you're doing a lot of things, you can listen sa ating Spotify channel, yung podcast neto. Ayan. Last week, we talked about the excellence dividend. Right? We don't want to be someone who operate with the mentality of mediocrity. Kasi with mediocrity, its existence, we become victims of it. You know, nagiging biktima tayo pagka ang mga kausap natin, ang mga kasama natin o tayo, we live in a mentality of mediocrity. However, if we have the mentality of excellence, we benefit from it. And so I shared about the story of kung paano na murder yung aking ring finger, no? Right. So review nyo na lang yan, panoorin nyo uli and talk about it in your team. Yan, nasa channel naman natin yan sa YouTube. Alright. How about this week? We'll talk about the 1% rule and then next week we'll talk about the infinite game. Okay, so a few announcements before we get started. Nangyari po ito last Wednesday, executive roundtable with Jason De La Rosa, the founder of Bounce Back and the founder of all the companies here. Ganun na lang. So Tito J, we have the founder of InnoVentures. We invited the passionate creators community to be part of the engagement, no? So ayan sila. We're very excited nung nagmaterialize ito in partnership with Bounce Back and CEO Insights. So we were able to have, I think nag 20 plus tong participants at plus viewers, no. So yeah, so kudos to that team. Another announcement, CEO Circle. And I will keep repeating this every Friday na join us. No? Every Tuesdays at 11 a.m. we now have 3 circles. And CEO Circle is actually a collection, an intimate collection of CEOs swapping business practices together. Right? So yung isa, it's led by Errol Gintu. Ayan, and then we have si Chris at saka si Mel na napipilitang mag-step up to handle another circle. And I also had my circle. So this is the activity na nangyayari every Tuesday. So I'm very excited. Nandito ang circle ko. Si Coach RD is here. Ayan, si Sir Jobs, no, ng Sam at saka si FM. Not sure if FM or Ferdinand is here. But yeah, so we're very excited na we're growing. And later, I'll share why this is very critical. Right? And then, agenda na tayo. So, ano ba mga pag-uusapan natin today? We'll be talking about, ayan, sakto, papasok pa lang si Jobs. Okay. So, we'll be talking about a very quick question lang. I've asked a few people to share their thoughts on how to grow professionally and personally, what are their practices, and then we'll do a case study that is very close to my heart, right? So I'll tell my life story. When I was preparing this, I was like amazed at how this principle worked in my life, no, all him. So that's one thing. And then we'll talk about the principles of growth. We'll pivot into organizational, from personal to professional to organizational, the practices of growth, and then we'll get practical. Okay. So, ready na ba tayo? I want to get some interaction. Please chat your company and add to that is ready. So, nakita ko si Sellers Hub, Coach RD is here. We Trade is ready para naman meron tayong engagement. Ayan, M-Startnet is ready from Chris. ERG is ready. Ayan. We Trade, Munilika is ready. Okay, yung the rest, hindi pa sila ready. Okay. So, ayan. I've asked a few. I believe si Mimi is here. I'm sure Mimi is here. Nakita ko siya kanina. So kasama natin ngayon ay isa sa ating kaibigan from the non-profit sector, si Mimi of Jesse M. Robredo Foundation. Nagkausap kami niyang kapon. I invited her. So Mimi, are you here? Kindly ask and share. Kindly share. Yan, si Mimi. Kindly share what are your personal growth practices.
Hi, good morning everyone. And I'm with Thea Camilo po.
Hello, Thea.
She's also part of the foundation. So, medyo nabigla ako dun sa pa-question. Pero yung ginagawa ko po siguro for personal growth, siguro dun muna sa mga day-to-day or weekly kong ginagawa. Usually before the week starts, like Sunday evening, nilalagay ko nun sa planner ko kung ano ba yung dapat kong gawin for the rest of the week. Since I'm currently handling 2 positions sa foundations, bukod sa 2 projects, currently ako rin po yung administration and finance officer ng foundation. So medyo maraming tasks yung ginajado to. Kaya important na day by day, alam ko yung focus ko para hindi ako ma-overwhelmed dun sa mga tasks. And then, personally naman, before kasi parang if meron akong nare-receive na, comments or sa mga, kahit sa personal activities ko or work-related na yan. To be honest, hindi ko siya natatanggap ng parang hindi ko siya tinitake na parang positively. Pero since last year naman na ko siya, parang naging part na ng personal growth ko, I think yung tinitignan ko na yung mga comments ng mga tao, parang natutunan ako mag-filter. Ayan. Siguro isa din sa mga sinishare ko sa mga colleagues ko and sa friends ko. As long as sa sarili ko tama yung ginagawa ko. Yun yung naging practice ko kasi na parang hindi ko na masyadong tinitake lahat yung sinasabi ng tao. Parang ang tinitake ko lang sa tingin ko kung ano yung helpful dun sa work ko.
Yeah.
Sa tingin ko naman kung hindi siya masyadong, parang hindi naman importante yung comment, hindi ko na siya dadamdamin kasi medyo sensitive akong tao. Tapos, I also make sure na since yung friends ko kasi I have limited friends lang. Hindi kasi ako masyadong outgoing person. Kaya I make sure na kung sino man yung nasa network ko, I have open connection with them, open communication. Kasi I think isa din yun sa mga natutunan ko lang din. Siguro lahat naman tayo, nung nag-start yung pandemic, talagang nakapag muni-muni, ganyan. So, meron tayong mga assessments sa sarili natin kasi marami tayong time mag-assess.
Daming oras eh.
I think during the pandemic po talaga, dun ko na-assess yung sarili ko kung paano ba ako mag-grow as a person. Kasi before pandemic, parang hustle lang. Parang
True.
yung time lang natin mag-isip, parang habang nasa biyahe. Tapos lang yun. So, pero nung itong pandemic, work from home, feeling ko dun talaga ako nag-grow din. Kasi na-assess ko nga yung sarili ko. So, ayun po, during the pandemic din, parang naisip ko na, yun nga, parang konti lang po yung network ko. So, I make sure na parang negative man or positive yung emotion. Lagi kong sinasabi, lagi akong nakikipag-communicate dun sa mga tao sa paligid ko. Kasi ang thinking ko, konti na nga lang yung network ko, tapos hindi pa ako open with them. So, I make sure na yun din. Kasi I think malaking part din sila nung magiging personal growth ko yung mga tao sa paligid ko. So, ayun lang po yung mga masishare ko. I think marami pa pong iba dito.
Ang dami. Mga narinig ko, open network, filtering your network, opening to your network, and then time to reflect. Very important yan, no? Yung pag-hustle kasi, it's okay eh. Kaya lang sometimes nga, because of the speed of life back then, wala tayong oras eh. And siguro I will share something about that, but unahan ko na, we have to be intentional when it comes to setting up time for us to reflect. It's called reflective practice. All right, sige. So as we move on, thank you for that, no, Mimi and Thea. Hello. For our topic, I'll just do a case study of myself. All right. And then before that, I will be sharing yung mga inspiration itong session na to. So it's all about Goals by Brian Tracy, one of the most impactful books that I've ever encountered in my early stages in my corporate career. Ayan. And then the happiness advantage. It's intuitively we know that we perform better when we're happy. Diba? But now with this book, it's backed by neuroscience. Talagang data has shown na we really are performing better when we're happy. And it talks about the 7 principles of positive psychology. And last but not the least, Atomic Habits. If hindi mo pa nababasa to, hindi ko alam kung nasaan kang kuweba. Malibang kay Mel ng Gumwork. Okay, pag hindi mo pa nababasa to and you're a CEO or you're in your professional career, I don't know. Now, if you don't have a copy, you can message me. I'll send you a copy. Ayan, all right? Okay. So let's do a case study. I'll be talking about myself. So for those who don't know me a lot, or at least some of you know me by my profession, but many of you don't know who I am as a person. So I'm an investor, advisor. I'm a husband of one wife, and we are celebrating today 131 months of being together. Woohoo! Diba? I love you, Mami. Happy first. Ayan, shoutout lang sa asawa ko. And then I'm a father of 2. One is Ate Johan and one is our unborn yet, baby Ellie. Okay. So there. Okay, dun muna tayo sa investor. So I'm an investor. We are aggressively looking for startups and small medium enterprises to invest with. Floor capital is 5 million. That's not really true. It's really 10 million. But so far we've been getting some pitches. So this is Cocotel. Si Rafa, we met this week and he was pitching about his business. Ayan. What else? So si GPay, kausap ko to kahapon. No? Magaling tong company na to. Right? A very innovative tech company. Those are the people that we've been speaking with. And then si Pirate Shack. Ito, neighbor natin to. Nasa Naga ito. No? And we're still looking. So if you're a small medium enterprise, you are a startup and you're looking for capital infusion, just send me a message, or andito ba si Mika? Send her a message, or anyone. Send her. Si Mel, kinonect tayo. No? Send them a message and then we'll get in touch with you. Okay, so that's me being an investor. No? And I have the privilege, yes, of being an executive advisor. So an executive advisor, I help businesses grow and scale. So I advise CEOs on how to build their business and grow it. So this is the seller sub-team. bidang-bida lagi ang Seller Sub because hindi kasi sila normal. Ayan, so dun sa mga nasa Facebook na Seller Sub team, my goodness, join na tayo rito. Alright, so I had the opportunity to visit the head office again for I think the fourth or the fifth time. I did a town hall last December. Ayan. So when we started our engagement, para to give you a background of Seller Sub is marami sa inyo, hindi sila kilala maliban sa network. But Seller Sub is a monster of its own. So we started 2021 January engagement namin. We were 20 people. And nandun pa kami sa parang nirentang bahay. Ayan, sa may Yellow Bell. Memories, di ba? 1 year later, there are 100 nung bumisita ako. 100 people in their new office. Ayan. So, matindi yan si BK Rivera. BK Rivera is one of the founders of CEO Insights Asia. Ayan. So, ito na yung team. Ayan. Lodi natin yan. Alright. And then, I had the privilege over my career, work with the CEO. So, this is Gian Havelona. If you do not know him, you will know him soon. He is I call him the Filipino Mark Zuckerberg. So he dropped out of the school and then built his tech company Orange Apps. Ayan, so kaibigan also natin yan. And of course, si Paulo Hilario of Labor, a very good friend of ours. So love na love natin yan. Kausap ko lang siya kahapon, no. We're called bromance nga eh. So we used to work together. I was his director for strategic management and art design, and we were building Labor and then the pandemic hit. So yeah, medyo siguro may tampo na nga ito eh, dahil simula daw nung nadikit ako sa bounce back, si Jason na raw ang bromance ko. Kaya siguro nakipag-usap kahapon. Ayan, so that's Paulo Hilario of Labor. And then, isa sa mga nakausap natin, nakatrabaho natin, Zark Varona of Zarks. So, ang Zark is sa SMBF, yan ang natin, happy place natin. So, if I need some time to think, like yung sinasabi nga ni Mimi, no, I intentionally go there. That's my happy place. And as CEO, you need to have your happy place. Okay, go to that place where you can think and reflect. Now, funny thing is, ang toxic nga eh, kasi parang toxic relationship. Alam kong masama sa akin yung burger na laki. At saka yung fries kasi I have a heart condition, di ba? Pero gusto pa rin natin eh. Parang relasyon lang, di ba? Alam mo masama sa'yo pero hindi mo maiwanan. So, buti na lang walang Zarks dito sa Cam Norte. Ayan. And then, I had the opportunity to interview Manny Ayala. Okay, Manny Ayala, ito yung original Fast Talk Tito Boy ang tawag nga namin dyan, no? Yan ang original na one-on-one session. So Manny Ayala is a executive director of Endeavor, and for those who don't know him, siguro mga new generation, he was a newscaster back then nung panahon namin, and he has an incubator, Hatched, and one of na-incubate na is Rappler. So he kind of owns Rappler. Ayan. And then we have Steve C. Nakatrabaho natin dito na yan sa CEO Insights. Si Steve C. and si Kim Lato last week. Nangyari yan. So these are some of the people we were able to work with in our career. No? And then next month, si Zark will be visiting us. And then si Steve Benitez. So Steve Benitez is known as the founder and the CEO of Bose Coffee. So, ayan. At fangirl. Dito sa Kim Lato, kita naman natin doon sa upper left, no? May nakangiti. Bihira ko lang makitang ngumiti. Yung si Chris. Si Chris ng MSRNet, yan. Naging fangirl bigla nung nakita niya si Kim Lato. Ito naman, ang naging fangirl nung kausap natin si Steve Benitez ay si Miss Mel na introvert, pero pagka nakausap mo naman talaga yung lodi mo, di ba? Talagang nawawala yung pagka-introvert natin. Ayan. Alright, so now, let's go to from investor to advisor to husband and daddy. So this is my daughter. This is Ate Johan. Of course, I know, she's so pretty. This was her 3 months. And now, this is her, di ba? Ang ganda-ganda. My goodness, anak ko yan. Di ba? Siyempre, bias ako dahil akong daddy niyan. Kaya maganda talaga yan. Buti na lang, nagmana kay mommy. Yes? Thank you, Lord. Nagmana kay mommy. Ayan. So this is us. Ayan. This was taken 2019, so wala po tayong political affiliation sa kulay na yan. Okay. But this is us, 2019. Yearly, every birthday ni Ate Johan, we take a picture as a family. This is my mom. This is my mother-in-law, who's also like my mom. Ayan. There. So si Mommy Wency at si Mama Glad. So Mama Glad is a term of endearment True, nakasmile ako doon. Wag kang ano, di ba? Thank you, Nico. Nico, CEO of PH is here. Ayan. So, the Mama Glads is short for Mama Gladiator. Di ba? So, ayan. Okay, so this is the photo of my family, the three of them. So this was taken birthday ni Tidoy, my wife, and this is Johan. And our unborn, si baby Ellie, yeah, we announced na we're expecting. So every weekend, we visit the beach dito sa Cam Norte. Alam mo naman tayo rito, pa beach lang. Diba? So, yan. Nung nagpa-pandemic dyan sa NCR dito, well, yeah. Anyway, sana all. Okay, so our love story started 2011. I met Tidoy 2011. And then, alam mo yung pag na-meet mo na yung hindi mo na pakakawalan, yung jackpot ka. So, 6 months into the relationship, I slid a ring in her finger and I commanded her to marry me. Hindi, will you? Demanded her talaga. Alam niya, di ba, Mami? Tama? So, I told her, marry me. Yan. So, we did a long engagement. 4 years later, we decided to get married. So we were married 2015 of March 18. And sabi niya, nung nagpakasal kami, sabi niya, Daddy, I don't want, gusto ko munang masolo ka for 1 year. So sabi ko, syempre, di ba? Sino ba naman tayo para tumanggi? Tao lang, di ba? Lalaki. So sabi ko, yung iyo ko for 1 year. My goodness, naka-live tayo Facebook. So everybody knows this naman. Everybody knows my story. Okay. So for 1 year, we dated na para kami mag-boyfriend. Until now naman, you know. And then on our first year wedding anniversary, we went to Disneyland. So we went to Hong Kong. Ayan. And then did a trip. This was taken in a giant Buddha. Laki ng Buddha na yun. In the fog, it was so beautiful. And then that's our second honeymoon. And then 1 year, 9 months later, Ate Johan was born. So Ate Johan is made in China. Yeah. Okay. So in 2018, I had the opportunity to go to Korea, one of the best countries to go to. You know, I watch K-drama. Okay. So for those who, nanonood siya K-drama. Oh, nanonood akong K-drama. Ayan. So there, we went there to Korea, one of the best. I hope nandito si Edelweiss. So si Edelweiss is ang ating resident Korean. Yan, ang sister ni Jobs. So we went to, I'm a culture guy. I love visiting the culture of the country we go to. Ayan, so yan ang natin, hilig natin. And of course, Seoul Tower, di ba? Para talaga walang kawala, may kadena pa. Ayan. Diba? So we went to Seoul Tower, nilak namin yan. And then right after the pandemic, babalik kami dyan. Okay? So this is the fish cake, yan, street food. Gustong-gusto natin yan sa Korea. And then we visited, if you watch Goblin, yan. Pabango na. Pakigising, pakisabi, binabanggit ko siya. Okay. So we went, if you watch Goblin, merong parang scene doon or merong store doon yung owner. So we went there and we ate barbecue. Ayan. Barbecue chicken barbecue. And then 2019, we surprised our mother, si Mami, Mami Wensi, we went to Japan, Kyoto and Osaka. Ayan. So this is Dotonbori, one of the pinaka-traveled area sa night market. Gusto natin yan. I forgot itong castle na to, no. Ayan. So we went to Universal Studios. So we watched Sing 2 is out na pala, no. Ayan. Right. And then this is me taking a photo of the shark. But syempre, if you have a toddler, so huling-huli, pa-picture ka na, bigla may ginagawang kakaiba yung anak mo. Babae pa yung anak ko. Imagine na lang kung lalaki yan, di ba? So, may ginagawang kakaiba, so napasaway pa tayo niyan. Alright, so this is the photo. And this is sa Osaka Castle, I think. Yeah. Yeah, oo. Ayan, si Barney, si Dora, at saka si Annabelle. Ayan, okay. So, why did I share this? Right? Because going back to the session of town hall natin, no? Town hall sa Sellers Hub, I was talking about how to grow the business. And then the conversation pivoted from professional organizational concepts to professional to personal. And then someone asked, hindi ko alam kung sino someone asked, sabi niya, what life lessons can you share to us that made you successful? And successful is a big word, no? So parang ako, successful. And that's the time I embraced my may success na talaga. I consider myself as successful. Okay? And it's not limited to finances, because if financially successful ang pag-uusapan natin, we already lost. Jeff Bezos won. Okay, he's the richest guy, si Amazon, no. So for me, successful life or being a success is being able to accomplish things beyond your capability. Okay, so believe it or not, and I was sharing this. This is an extension of that session. I was sharing this to them. You see me and I see myself as success simply because I never imagined in my entire life na I will be able to accomplish these things. Meron pa pala kami dapat 2020 pupunta kami Taiwan, no. Ang flight namin March 17. Guess. So buti na lang hindi kami tumuloy. Anyway, I consider myself a success relative to what I am capable of. I know what I can do. And I never imagined I will be able to do this. Hindi nga ako nag-apply ng passport. I barely finished high school. I almost did not finish high school. Because I'm not an academic achiever. I'm not a smart person. In fact, kami ni Hiro, yung partner ko, no, and alam niya to, back in high school, pumapasok kami, walang notebook, walang ballpen, wala lahat. Walang wallet, pera lang. And for me, the reason lang na pumasa ako ng high school, that's because dahil sa barkada ko. Kaya rin naman ako muntikan hindi pumasa dahil sa mga barkada ko. Pero yung mga barkada ko rin na yon ang nagpasa sa akin, because yung sila Ann Siron, Shane Estoesta, Jinko na pala, no, married si Ans Francisco, yan, sila Gladys, sila Chean, sila Rhea, and I remember ang namin, Counter-Strike, sir. Ma'am, yes, Counter-Strike. So I remember ang class, para pumasa ka dun sa isang subject na yon, kailangan mong i-submit yung notebook mo. Yung notebook mo na kinopya yung mga notes sa Blackboard. I don't know kung naalala niyo pa yung Blackboard, no? But back then, may Blackboard kami. Okay? Tapos chalk pa. Okay. And hindi ako kumakopya eh. So ang ginawa ni Ans, bumili siya ng notebook. Hindi pa niya nanghingi ng notebook bumili siya ng notebook. Kinopya niya yung notes niya dun sa notebook at binigyan sa mga, bigay mo to, submit mo to. And that's how I finished high school, sinubmit ko yan, and then I passed. Okay, so that was us, that was the way we live our life back then. And then syempre college is wala na yung mga barkada ko. We went our different school. So as college, same habit, same attitude. I mean, I can read, I can do basic math, but I'm not mentally incapacitated naman. I'm just, yung attitude lang talaga eh. Diba? Yun naman ang problema ng mga tao eh, yung attitude. So back in college, I almost did not finish college. Took me 7 courses. 7 courses in 7 years. Diba? I was a dropout of 4 schools. But lahat yun, puro 1 sem lang. And yung kaya si mami ko nanonood ka, I love you. So Mama Glads, I believe, is watching sa Facebook Live right now. 7 years, yung mga barkada ko, they're already in Singapore. They were already working. I was still in school, first year. Diba? So imagine yung nakakahiya na sitwasyon ganun. No? Parang kikita kami ng mga barkada ko sa Makati, kasi doon yung school ko. Tapos nagpapasok sila sa opisina, ako papasok sa school. Diba? So I almost didn't finish college, right? So the reason why I'm sharing that, and it is because I want to emphasize that if I was able to accomplish these things, of course, all him, all him, his grace. But beyond that, it's because of the 1% rule. And I wrote it in my book. This is very important. I keep mentioning something that's important. I wrote it in my book, Notes for Leaders, in chapter 6. And when I gave a copy of this, and if you want a copy of my book, just message me. I'll send you a link. Okay. It's a chapter 6. Sabi nila, when I asked for feedback, anong pinaka best chapter for you? This is my second book, Notes for Leaders. Sabi nila, chapter 6, The Wisdom of the Imp. Because that was my life story. How I was able to become the phantom. Yan, who's like bothering CEOs at isang CEO na nga lang natin, pinagpapahinga na ako eh. Pinatutulog na ako ng tanghali para hindi ko na siya daw guluhin. Ayan. So, that's the story of my life, and I shared it here. And ang proof of niyan, sabi ko, and I was sharing this sa Seller's Hub. And then sabi ko, here's the proof. Eto, like a week ago, yung yung barkada ko from high school, si Casey Calma, messaged me. Sabi niya rito, share ko lang, proud ako sa'yo, nakakwento ko sa mga friends ko, yung kilala ko, ons na sorry. So sabi ko, bakit naman? Sabi niya, how you became successful? Never sumagi sa isip ko. Magiging successful ka. Siraulo ka. So, imagine now, if barkada mo yan sa high school, may mga sinumpaan tayo, nadadali natin sa hukay yung mga kwento ng mga pinaggagawa natin. Yes, Casey, if you're watching, alam mo na yon, diba? If you know, people know you by you will know the relationship by the name. If people call me Fa, they know me the professional me. You know, if they call me Onski, yeah, they know me the better me. You know, and if you call me Ons, now yung Ons dalawa, Ons na double N. At ons na isang N. So pag isang N yan, medyo matino-tino na tayo dyan. Pero pag double N yan, ayan yung mga nasa malat. Madalas. At pag tinawag mo akong meet, yan na talaga. May mga desisyon tayo. Sir, nagsumpaan tayo noon. Diba? Habang tayo ay bangag at basag sa Red Horse. Mucho pa. Na may mga kwento tayong di natin babanggitin. Alright, so there. Okay? Alright. Now, I have this photo because this photo was at lakefront. Sa lakefront to sa may sukat Muntinlupa. And this is where we decided na kaming mag-boyfriend, kami ni Titoy, magpapakasal kami the following year. Payat yan, huwag kang diba? Hindi pa, wala pa hindi pa kasal. Yeah. So, we decided there with a boatload of faith and just 5,000 pesos as my life savings. Sabi ko, we'll get married next year. And then we prayed, sabi namin, Lord, we're not asking for a ridiculously extravagant, we're very simple. I mean, obviously, simple ako. Isa lang, attire ko, di ba? Red suit, black suit, red tie, and red pocket square. Di ba? My wife's very simple, kalagayahan na lang ay KFC. Diba? So we decided na we're not looking for extravagant wedding. We just want to have a wedding that, that we can invite our family. So magkano ang wedding? So imagine, and then sabi ko sa kanya, ang commitment ko sa iyo is 1,000 pesos every payday. So what? 10 years ago? Almost 10 years ago. 1,000 pesos. You do the math. 1,000 times 10, 12, that's 24,000. Saan makakarating ang 24,000? Diba? If you want, wala pa magkano na ba same day edit ngayon? Diba? Ang same day edit is like parang 30 or 50,000 Magkano venue? So yun ang commitment ko. So ito lang ang commitment ko. 1,000 every payday. That's 2,000 a month. That's in 1 year. That's 24,000. Yeah, and then let's pray. And then God honored our prayer, So for the record, again, I'm of faith. I'm from Victory Christian Fellowship. I came from Parañaque. I'm from Victory the Fort. But yeah, so we prayed about it. Yung 1,000 na yun, naging 2,000, naging 5,000, naging 10,000. And then 2015, diba? Censored, diba? PG-13. This is our wedding. We were able to invite our friends there, and we were able to have a blast doon sa wedding na yan. Okay. All right. So, if you're following my page or me, you know this story. Diba? I was so broke back then when we were starting. I was so broke na I can't buy her flowers. Okay, I can't buy her flowers for our monthly anniversary. Imagine lalo na kung Feb 14, 'di ba? Na ang mamahal ng flowers. So earlier in our first wedding, first Valentine's namin, I can't afford to buy her flower. So my mom, binigyan niya ng flower ng church members niya. And then I was so cheap, nahiya pa rin ako hanggang ngayon. But it's a show of how God has taken us in our life story. So hiningi ko yun. Tapos yun yung binigay ko kay Tidoy, di ba? Don't do that, please. Don't do that, di ba? Pag magbo-boyfriend kayo, mga lalaki, tang na loob, huwag yung hingi nanay, ha? Don't do as I say, not as I do. So back then, I did that, and I was really not proud. It wasn't one of the proudest moments that I encountered. or I experienced. But yeah, that was how broke I was. And so every 14, every time I buy her, now it's different. It's way different now. You know, it's a reminder. It's a reminder of the principle of the 1% better every day. It's all about really getting 1% better every day. Just the commitment, the consistency na I will be 1% better today compared to yesterday. You know, and in the long run, it will be different. It's different talaga. Okay? And I use the personal story because this isn't simply, it's a principle. Okay? It's a principle meaning it's timeless. It is applicable to you as a person. It is applicable to your professional life. It is applicable to your organization. The 1% principle, getting 1% better every day. Total cumulative growth is 3,778%. Diba? Imagine that growth. Imagine if we apply that in our organization. That you get better as an organization 1% better. Right? So the Cantor's Law, I was reading Confidence, the Cantor's Law says, everything looks like a failure in the middle. Sa Pilipino, sakit natin to eh. We're short-term thinkers. You know, we think lang na in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years, you know, mabilis tayong panghinaan ng loob. Diba? I'm not seeing gawa ko ng trabaho, wala nangyayari the next 5 years. Diba? Let's cut that short-term thinking. Everything looks like a failure in the middle. Okay? Once na mag-accumulate yung progression natin, it will be a different conversation as you've seen in my life, no? So, pivot tayo konti. What are the principles of growth? Maraming principles of growth. I'm just gonna share 3. And if you have screenshot nyo na to, if you have notes, take down. Okay. The first one is principle of growth is growth requires concrete action and intentionality. We do not grow by accident. Nico, paki-complete yung sasabihin ko. We grow, paki-chat kung ano yung kasunod. We always grow by... Ayan, hindi chinat ni Nico. Okay. We always grow by design. Diba? We don't grow by accident, by chance, you know. We grow by design. Hindi tayo, diba, as a human being, hindi tayo lalaki ng ganito kung hindi tayo intentionally kumakain. Diba? Ayan. So, it's always by design. Yeah. Good intentions, sure. You know, hindi enough yon. Good intentions don't count. You have to be intentional, sure, but there has to be concrete action. May gagawin, may kilos, may gawa. So the reason why I was so damn broke is because every payday ko rin, bumibili ko ng libro. And I buy books, and my books are not, hindi yan yung mga 200, 300, 500. Mga libro ko, mga Harvard business books, mga management books, written by CEOs, written by professors of Harvard and the Stanford. So yung mga halaga nila, mga nasa 1.5 and 1.5 every payday. So these are a snapshot of my bookshelf. You don't climb your way to success by by not using books as your stool, diba? As your stepping stone. You know, you climb the ladder of success by using books as your stepping stones. Yun ang gusto kong sabihin doon. Right? So this is my daughter, and this is a snapshot of my bookshelf. When then I discovered ebook. And then wala na. Tapos na lahat. Nung may ebook, wala na. I can read everything using my phone. All right. So far, so good? Yes? You can still relate? Ayan. Okay. So I read books. Carly Fiorina, first HP CEO na female. Top Choices, one of the finest book I've read. 2007 it was written. Leadership by Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani was the mayor of New York in 2001. And I'm sure you're old enough to know what happened in 2001 sa New York, diba? The Twin Tower. So there. So he was the one who rebuilt New York, and he was named by Time as the Person of the Year. So Team Genius, yan yung mga binibili natin. Talent Masters, Bill Conati is the Chief Human Resource Officer of GE. And so he was the talent director of Jack Welch, and then Ram Charan, the advisor of consultants. So there. So that's principle number 1. Okay? Principle number 2, growth happens best in an intimate community. No? The way we grow is growing together. That is why it's very important that we join circles. Sa circle kasi we get to swap. And ang nakakaintindi lang sa akin, your CEOs, your business owners, whatever the size your company is, hindi tayo maintindihan ng mga manager. Hindi tayo maintindihan ng mga employees. They don't know the pressure that we're in trying to, may papasweldo ba ako? 'Di ba? May investor tayong kailangan kausapin. They don't understand. I have to talk to the board. For them, they understand their department and nothing wrong with that. But we, as CEOs, as business owners, we learn best with fellow CEOs. And the beauty of it, I'm learning a lot from the mistakes of others. Bago pa nila magawa, nakikita ko na okay ito, so I can avoid that. And vice versa, they're learning from me. And we're learning together. It's all about growing together. Yeah, so this is I'm very happy na my circle is here. So nandito si Idol, Coach RD, at saka si Sir Jobs is here. And then, just imagine, the vision here is that we will be having 50 CEOs involved in a circle. That's about 10 circles kasi 5 maximum lang isang circle. 5 CEOs in one circle, that's 50. That's a total of 10 circles na meron tayo by April. Kasi imagine if you transform a manager, yung leadership skills ng isang manager, you change a department. But if you transform a CEO, a leader, you change an enterprise. And imagine if you have 50 enterprises, CEOs, getting intensive CEO leadership education every 7 days. Ang laki ng progression nun. Who are we in the next 5 years? Diba? Grabe ang magagawa nating impact sa community natin, sa business, sa mga employees natin. Last Tuesday we were talking and sabi nga namin as CEOs, we're entrusted not only with our employees or our staff, but also the families of our employees and our staff. So imagine if we get better together, just 1%. Okay, 1% better a week. Kasi once a week lang naman yung meeting natin. Imagine that. Imagine what we can do. And last but not the least, yung principle of growth. Growth as an enterprise is a core capability. It's a skill set. If we can grow as a person, naturally, okay yun. But growing an organization, it requires a skill set. Hindi natin kaya yung, you have to really learn. We have to really learn how to grow our organization. And if you want to know that, talk to me. Diba? Let me be your executive advisor. I'll teach you that. Okay, shameless plug, pray for me. Okay, moving on. Okay, so just to give you an image that you can carry in your head. Growth, ito yung triangle, no? Concrete action and intentionality. It requires that intimate community, growing together, and a core capability. Okay, pivot tayo sa practices of growth. I'm gonna mention 3, but I'm just gonna focus on the last one, and then we'll get practical, and then we'll end. Okay? Kaya pa? Welcome to CEO Insights sa 17,000 participants natin. Okay, the practices of growth. The first one, how do you grow as an enterprise? Do business reviews. Okay, review the performance of the business. How do you do that? Use the 5 questions. Is tested and proven. Ginagawa namin to sa Seller Sub, ginagawa namin to sa MNstar Net, ginagawa namin sa Grammar, ginagawa namin to sa Labor, ginagawa namin to sa lahat ng mga clients na nakakatrabaho natin. Okay, we asked what was your score last week? Ano yung performance, financial performance mo last week? Kasi we cannot improve what we do not measure. And generally speaking, whatever we measure improves. What was our score last week? After that, we review. Okay, in summary, ano ba yung insight na nakuha natin from what worked? What worked last week? Bakit siya nag-work? And then, ano yung i-continue natin? Kasi if it's working, let's continue doing it. Yes? Right? And then next, what didn't work? Okay? If it's not working, why are we going to do it? Diba? So the next question 2 is all about what worked, let's keep doing it. Question 3, what didn't work, let's stop doing it. Kanina kami ni Keril, we were reviewing the numbers of the performance of CEO Insights Asia, and we're pivoting. Yun yung maganda eh. If you have the numbers, you can pivot strategically. Hindi siya feeling lang. May data ka eh. No? So we're pivoting strategy. Okay. Question 4, what one critical activity you must accomplish? The Pareto principle, 80-20. Okay. 20% of the activity, critical activity generates 80% of the result. The challenge is find that 20%. And question 5, what one critical contribution do you require? From who? This is the part where I ask my client partners, what can I help you with? What do you need help? Diba? How can I help you? And ganun din as CEO, we ask our team, how can I help you? Okay? We ask one another, how can we help you? How can we help you get better? Okay, so that's one practice. The next one is leadership talks. Diba? We can't learn ng tayo-tayo lang. Sure, intimate community is good, but kailangan may injection din from outside. That's why we invited Steve C. sa CEO Insights Asia to do a talk. Diba? Once a month, we have a builder's night. Si Tito Jason De La Rosa, last week was the speaker. Next month, it's gonna be H. Havelosa. So we get infusion of ideas from outsiders. Okay? We can't do it alone, and we want to learn from others. And then, he's already one of the best. Why not learn from the best? Diba? So we invite outsiders. Last week, si Kim Lato naman ang nag-talk sa atin no nung builders night natin. And here's my question. If you're not part of a circle, I have no idea why. Diba? Wala namang, I don't really know. High blood na naman ako, Chris. Diba? You lose nothing. You gain a lot when you join a circle. And when you become an official subscriber of a CEO Insights, you gain a vast network of these people. Diba? You get to learn more. Yeah, Foligo and fish oil. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So now the third one. Okay. So the first one is do business reviews. Review your performance on a weekly basis. Pag isang buwan, Diyos ko, dami na nangyari dun. So review it on a regular basis. Weekly, at least once a month. Second is do leadership talks yan kahit once a month. Walang problema. Diba? Now, do management classes. And this is why I always say, diba, listen to what I'm saying about the books. Okay, so management classes, we do this. So this is the first book that we read nung ako'y nasa Labor, is Good to Great. I did this practice in my team back in 2014. Nagba-management class na kami. I was still a senior manager for learning and talent development back then. So ang original team ko, yan sila Rod, sila Jaja, sila Kurt, and they went on to build si Kurt at saka si Rod and Claire are now my partners. No? So yan. Okay, management class, and this is the executive team of Labor. So imagine if the executive team of Labor gets better, their departments get better. So that's the principle behind this. We read together. Isang lengguwahe na pinag-uusapan namin. Pag sinabi namin, confront the brutal facts. Gets kagad kasi isa yung libro na binabasa namin. We extract principles from the book. And then we did the 4 disciplines of execution. If you want to know, my name is now synonymous to execution. Diba? Pag sinabi mong execution yan. This is the reason why. Yan, 4 disciplines of execution. If you need a copy, just message me. Okay? Right. So let's get practical. How do we do management classes? This is the take home na gusto kong ma-apply nyo sa inyong mga organizations, sa inyong mga businesses. Okay, the first one, pick a book. Okay, any book. Okay, I suggest go first for Good to Great. If people ask me, how do I start management classes? Read Good to Great. Yan. If you're a CEO and you haven't read this, seryoso. Yun na lang. Seryoso, yun na lang. Ay, nako. Anyway, so if you need a copy, ask me. I'll send you a copy. Okay? Pick a book, and then next is set a schedule. Pag importante, kinakalendaryo. Diba? Birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, diba? Long weekend. Yan. Diba? Kaya ngayon, it's Feb 18. Next month, meron tayong bisitang speaker kasi wala ako. We'll be celebrating our 11th year together. Diba? So, next month, abangan nyo. March 18, okay? But my point is, pag importante kinakalendaryo, so preferably once a week. Okay? Preferably once a week you have a time where you get to spend it with just learning together. 1 hour, 30 minutes, kung tatlo lang kayo, 30 minutes. And last but not the least, discuss a chapter. So pick a book, every Tuesday, we do it every Monday, bahala na kayo, malalaki na kayo, di ba? Alam nyo na yan. So pick a date and time, and then discuss a chapter. Paano mag-discuss ng chapter? Ask these 3 questions. What key insight did you gain? After reading, pagdating doon, nabasa na ha, hindi yung doon pa lang magbabasa. Okay? Pagdating doon, nabasa na siya, read the chapter, and then ask question 2, what quote resonated with you the most? So imagine, 5 kayo, 5 executive team mo, ito yung quote ko, how about you? Ikaw, number 3, number 4, number 5. Okay. And then question 3, anong action step ang gagawin mo this week? Kasi di ba, growth requires concrete action and intentionality. Okay, so there. Screenshot na lang yan para ma-take home nyo sa inyong mga businesses. Alright, in closing, I still have time. Yes, I still have 10 minutes. In closing, okay, the value that we want to communicate here at CEO Insights is progressing in experience. Because sometimes we assume that experience comes with age. Maturity comes with age. Maturity comes with tenure. But oftentimes, age comes alone. People say, I have 15 years of experience in this. No, you have 1 year experience repeated over the next 15 years. They don't progress. Why? Because they don't get better. They don't get 1% better every day. I was reading something sa LinkedIn kanina. Sabi niya, sa Facebook. Sabi niya na kaway-kaway sa mga ayaw umattend ng training tapos gusto ma-promote. Diba? So sellers of the obra yan. Diba? If you want to increase your earnings, you have to increase your learnings. Yan. Diba? So, if you want to get promoted, you have to finish certain trainings here. And it's by design. Again, Nico, shout out. It's by design. Okay? It's not, chamba-chamba. Okay? So, I've been talking about books, Excellence Dividends, Tom Peters last week. I've talked about goals, happiness, advantage. And I keep repeating, I even mentioned my books. Because I was speaking to the second largest conglomerate in the Philippines. I'm not going to mention the name, but this is. There's an airline, consumer goods, bank, and so on. And I was challenging them to install this principle because they're not doing this. And I've been doing this for the past, almost 20 years. Do this, do this, do this, do this. I've been challenging people. Ask me, message me. You know how many people actually took up my offer na nag-message sa akin to ask for a book? You know how many? Guess, type nyo, ilan? Sa kumpanya, in my 20 years of working experience in different companies, sa dami ng kumpanya nakatrabaho ko, give me a guess, give me a number. Chat nyo dyan kung ilang kaya ang nag-message sa akin. Penging book, we want to start this. Sige, 9. We have 9. Ayan. Yup. 4. It's 0. Wala. And that's really frustrating sa akin. It's crazy making to me. Na 8 plus 1 ako. Diba? Walang nag-take up sa offer ko. Diba? Except for, si Keril lang, hingi na siya ng libro sa akin last week. Kasi sinabi ko sa kanya yung kwento. Si Ces alam niya yung sagot. Because I shared this sa Sellers Hub. 0. Okay? Now, imagine, kaya it's funny kasi I implement this in my team. But when I say this, they don't just pasok labas. Anyway, except for Sellers Hub. Sellers Hub, binibida ko si Dayan. Dayan is a HR supervisor. No? So they literally installed this in their system, in their operational system. So they finished good to great as a mancom, as an executive team. They finished good to great. And now they're cascading it. It's a mainstay na to. Okay? So, they finished now. Baka sabihin nyo, kasi virtual kami. They did it virtually. Hindi namin magawa, virtual kami. They did it virtually. They finished Built to Last. Okay? And now they're on their 3rd book, Great by Choice. Okay? Aside from Sellers Hub, I don't know anyone in a company na I've worked with na sinunod ito. Principle na to. Okay. And the result is in the numbers. In our engagement since July tayo no nag-start nag-pivot talaga. We started July in the less than 3 months time. I undersold myself. I always tell my clients na if you engage with me, you'll grow your business 100x. 100 growth 100x. They were 300%. They're 300 extra at Tapos sabi sa akin ni BK, we're shooting for 500x growth. So, and they're just getting started. They're 4, turning 5 this year. 5-year-old company. And they accessed this, last year lang, late July. So now you have the opportunity to do this. So there. Okay. So here's my closing statement and I'll give the floor for, I think, 2 more to share and then we'll formally close. Okay. Here's my quote. The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read. No advantage at all. In the age of metaverse, ignorance is a choice. Where information is literally at our fingertips, ignorance is a choice. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Don't be that woman. Don't be that man. Don't be that CEO. Diba? Get 1% better every day.